Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and let's start off some Fan Fridays with some doubles Drifblim, and we got Drought Ninetales, Charizard, so this is gonna be awesome. I remember talking about the idea of trying to see what happens if you get, Drought with Ninetales next to a Charizard with that solar power. I want to see how strong it can really be, so this might be a good battle to do so. Drifblim Greninja Open looks pretty strong as well, because Drifblim is going to... Ooh, nice. So, I was actually thinking that Drifblim was going to be safe behind a mat block from Greninja, but Greninja has Taunt. That's a pretty interesting way of supporting Drifblim, but I can see it working pretty well. So Trevenant goes for the substitute, and Drifblim is just kind of getting its minimize going. Sucker Punch fails because there was really no offenses, and Greninja shuts down the Trevenant now with that taunt, and Drifblim gets another minimize. So we're going to see how Furfrou handles this one. Trevenant actually went for the Rock Slide with its lower accuracy and with the two minimizes. I wasn't expecting much to get done anyways, and Trevenant doesn't really have many options right now because it's probably wanting to Will-O-Wisp, it's probably wanting to do something from behind that substitute that it just can't do right now, and it's hiding behind Rock Slide as well. So even with those hits, Greninja stays up this turn, and Drifblim is just setting up hard with those two minimizes and a Rock Slide under its belt. Drifblim avoids the attack, not like Rock Slide would do much to it anyway, and now we just kind of wait until the setup becomes just dunkage. That's how Drifblim works, The strategy isn't stall, honestly. That just takes a bit of time to get going, and then when you have it gone, the game's over in 3-4 turns. So Cotton Guard on the Furfrou, it's like, well, I might want to get tanky as well because this Drifblim is getting ferocious. And now Minimize on Drifblim is at 2 stacks, Stockpile's at 2 stacks. You can choose the Baton Pass here, honestly. Like, you don't need max Minimize, max Stockpile. You can just go and drop it. And even with that super effective rocks, doesn't do a lot of damage with the two stockpiles. Oh, Quagsire just comes in, leads with that. Was that a Power Punch? Yeah. Man, imagine just baton passing those stats into Quagsire with that unaware and extra stockpiling potential. Quagsire can become truly terrifying. So that hit actually pretty well considering... Oh wait, no, never mind. That was a crit, so it ignored the Cotton Guard. And Drifblim showing some Toxic Stall. Nice little way of saying goodbye as you... If it has Baton Pass. Nice little way of just like, yeah, you're status now. So, Quagsire... Wow. Good hit right there. Was that another crit? No. I was kind of surprised because even with the one power-up punch, it's doing a lot of damage to Furfrou with those Cotton Guards. And Furfrou goes for the return. That's a good amount of damage right back. And Drifblim continuing the minimize pain. Max evasion right there. Trevenant with the Leech Seed trying to burn down that Drifblim. And Drifblim avoids it. So with that poison and the Earthquake, Furfrou is going to go down this turn. Trevenant's substitute finally fades. Took a couple turns for that to happen. And Trevenant's taunt has worn off by now, so this is where it gets interesting. So Rock Blast, Drifblim avoids it. What else can you do? It probably wouldn't have been even close to a KO without that Shell Smash. Opponent got really antsy and just wanted to take off and try to get this Drifblim off the field. So Trevenant with that Harvest ability, it goes behind substitute, it gets all the health back from using it, but now it's poisoned. So it's not looking good. Quagsire has recover. And a slow turn ends up just going, interestingly. Trevenant's going to get burned down. Cloyster didn't really show much that it can do. And Quagsire is looking healthy again. So now Drifblim, max evasion, max stockpile. If you can't stop it, if you can't immediately stop the Drifblim, you are in trouble. So Leech Seed lands on Quagsire. It gets the easy Leech Seed. It's only delaying the inevitable, but it's going to be getting a good amount of health from that Quagsire and from Citrus Berry whenever the harvest comes through. So not bad on Trevenant. We don't get to see Trevenant eat the Leech Seed. We just see the substitute kind of sit there and absorb it. That's one of my favorite parts about Leech Seed. It looks like they just kind of go, and then they get health. So Drifblim avoids the Rock Blast yet again and gets Toxic. So I didn't expect this battle to go this way. I thought, set up Drifblim, Baton Pass into Charizard or something, and then have this unstoppable force. But no, Drifblim and Quagsire are walling out two Pokemon right now pretty effectively. And it's just going to be a matter of time before the other two Pokemon are KO'd. Power Punch is going to hit super effective. So even through Cloyster's huge defenses, with Quagsire's boost, it's looking pretty good. Quagsire takes a bit more chip damage, but Trevenant's just going to be a problem. Gaining a lot of health, safe behind that substitute from the poison. Yeah, well, it's not safe from the poison. I got tripped up right there. It's safe from like all that extra damage, so it's only taking poison damage. And, here we go. Cloyster wises up a bit, decides to go for the Icicle Spear on the Quagsire, hitting that neutral damage, getting about half of its health. Hitting 5 times. Yeah, I thought for some reason Trevenant wasn't taking poison damage because it has so much sustain. That Citrus Berry with the Leech Seed was giving it a lot more health than Toxic was taking away. So Charizard comes in with that Baton Pass, avoids the Rock Slide. Even if Rock Slide lands, with that 4 times effective, it would probably still survive because of the stockpiles. So Trevenant looking low on health. Here comes the Ninetales combo that I've been waiting for. So interestingly, like when Ninetales has Drought and Charizard has Solar Power, you can actually have a stronger Charizard than Charizard Y. So that's pretty good. So that's going to be a huge Heat Wave. That's definitely breaking the substitute on Trevenant with that super effective hit. And now we just wait to watch the Pokemon faint. Oh, that's nasty right there. So my strategy incorporates Dunsparce psyching up the Drifblim stats. This one has Ninetales, so now you have a tanky Ninetales that brought Sun to the field with a huge hitting Charizard from the Solar Power. And the Psych Up is all around, so this battle's over. Like, just done. Nothing can be done at this point. So, ooh. Bit interesting right there, because, oh, I was about to say, Houndoom can have the Flash Fire. So by Mega Evolving, though, it only has the Solar Power, so it's going to be getting some stats off of this Sunlight. It's not going to be enough, though. So we'll see, watch Trevenant take a huge amount of damage. And even right then, not very effective hit on the Houndoom. Still does about 75%. And then there's a Dark Pulse coming in from Houndoom. Extra stats, hitting Ninetales, but not doing a lot. Hypnosis off the Ninetales, just kind of setting up a lot of support potential. And that's going to be game here really soon, you know? Solar Power, taking away a little bit of health. A lot of damage on both sides. And, ooh, Shuckle. Let's see how much damage Shuckle will take from this whole Heat Wave shenanigans. That Solar Power is going to be ferocious. And the tankiness on Charizard is just too much right now. Wow, almost gets the KO. Not quite on that neutral hit, but Shuckle's supposed to be a huge tank. If you're one-hit KOing it on a neutral, something is very wrong. Ninetales showing off its Heat Wave as well, finishing off Shuckle. And there's just too many stats on the field right now. It is impossible. So, leftovers on Ninetales makes it really difficult to hit and KO. And here comes Ninetales from the opponent. Interesting. And Heat Wave onto Ninetales. Big damage, almost, and then Ninetales using Heat Wave. Is that going to finish it off? Oh no. Not enough damage right there. Ninetales doesn't have enough hit points to do the substitute either. Solar Power comes through, and looks like this turn is going to be game right there, and Heat Wave ends it. So, Drifblim, if you can get that proper Psych Up support in, it is not good. It is, your opponent is going to have a hard time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Bit of a long one, but it just kind of shows like slow and steady wins the race when you're setting up really hard. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. More Fan Fridays coming at you.